What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter. And a lot of people always ask me about people in the drill culture, especially people who not here anymore. I understand that. I'm a drill historian. People want to know the real, and I bring them the news that's covered up. I get it. I understand that. A person I'm always asked about a lot is a young lady that's crazy by the name of Jakira Bonds. I'm pretty sure we all know her as K.I. She lost her life due to gun violence. She was very, very popular in the drill culture. To be honest with you, she kind of rose to fame real quick and didn't have any songs on YouTube. I kind of found that crazy. One thing about K.I. is when I always looked into her story, I found her story a little different than a lot of people looked at it. You know, they looked at it as a killer, an assassin. She laid the law down, didn't play with people. I never really looked at that story like that. I understood that she was a part of that shit. She wasn't the one to play with, but I always understood that she was a female, which meant that kind of made her more marketable in the drill culture. Like I always say, like a talent show. No matter how good you can rap or sing, if a kid get on stage and can sing a little bit, they're going to win because they're cute and lovable. It's just they're more marketable. And I think a female driller, shooter, goon was marketable on like the rap catch-ups, the academics and shit like that. And I think her name got the buzzing in the hood unwantedly, if you ask me. I never really looked at her. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. I understand they come in all shapes and sizes, but I never looked at her as the person who had 569 bodies and shit like that. I ain't saying she wasn't playing with the blick or laying niggas down, but I always felt like that was more like a myth. It was a lot of rumors on that young lady, and I think that might have made it dangerous for her. I understand she from that shit. She from the neighborhood. She was affiliated. Hell, she might even laid a few motherfuckers down. I'm not saying she didn't, but to put the serial killer monitor on her, I felt was unwarranted, and I think that made it dangerous for that young lady because I looked at her. She didn't really look like the type of person, you know, who was just laying a whole community down. I mean, she probably did, you know, fuck around with the blick. I understand that, but I didn't see nobody who was living an expensive life, owned their businesses, owned their companies, had the music and shit like that, an entrepreneur. She just looked like a young teenager, to be honest with you. And for her to be this serial killer murderer, not to be paid, not to be protected and shit like that, she wasn't just a regular driller. They portrayed her as the most dangerous killer of all time. I just found it surprising that she was caught on Eberhard, you know, just out there on the block, and somebody was able to murder her. She didn't look like she was protected. All the pictures and videos, when I look at her, I see a lot of young people with her. I didn't really see big time people or, you know, people who can put the bag behind her. You know, I didn't see people keeping her well protected and all kind of things like that. That just led me to believe that maybe the K.I. story was a little hyped up because of the drill culture and the war that was going on the south side of Chicago between like the BDs and the GDs, and it's just this young light-skinned lady involved in the shit. I think that's kind of blew her up. Not saying she wasn't involved, but you know, I always looked at the K.I. story and felt like she was being used. I felt like, you know, a young lady like that to not want to have a future as far as having kids or living a future life, you know, I felt like she was being used, to be honest with you, you know, to be out there on some hardcore gang banging killer zone, shoot 'em up, bang bang, and not have no music out, not being able to monetize off her image or nothing than that. That just felt a little weird to me. Why the people was watching the documentaries, hearing the stories of how much she was a killer. She was actually caught in that neighborhood, you know. From what I was told, she didn't own property or anything like that. You know, this was just like a teenage girl who was just shot and killed and murdered. And, you know, a lot of people don't seem to understand that. You know, I didn't see her, you know, died and had a lot of shit left over in her wheels and left moms this and left dad this. You know, this was a young lady who just had the serial killer monitor, but that's it, you know, not the money or anything to bag it up, which made me believe people used her. It's impossible to be that much of a driller killer, bang, bang, hit him up like that, and ain't nobody gonna take care of you, protect you, nothing like that. I just find it crazy. But that's just my opinion. But subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the homie Truth Teller. You ready? Let's go. Yeah, you ready? Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3, go! Come on, one more. Come on, hold on. Let's go. Let's go, y'all.
Let's go.
Come on, y'all. We got one more, y'all. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go.